honeycomb. Through his precepts we get understanding, and therefore we hate every false way. Psalms 19, Psalms 119, Psalms 1. Blessed is the man that walks not in the way of the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yah, and in his law he meditates day and night. And he will be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth his fruit in season, and his leaf also will not wither. And whatsoever he does prospers. And the ungodly are not so, but are like the shaft which the wind drives away. Therefore the ungodly will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For Yah knows the way of sinners, but Yah knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly will perish. Hallelujah to Yah for that sweet meditation. Today I want to share that I will be publishing a write-up that I did over a year ago about meditation. I was hesitant to do so, but I feel that this is the right time to release this short, you may call it a brochure on meditation, just some things that I've learned over time. It's been a journey for me, learning how to meditate in the Most High. Like what David said, princes did speak against me, but your servant did meditate in your Torah. Through your precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. And like he said to Joshua, be strong and very courageous. This book of the law will not depart out of your mouth, but you will meditate upon it both day and night. And so no matter what I'm going through, I remember that no matter what our physical circumstances, I recently ran into someone who was like maybe a New Age spiritualist, and he said, well, our souls are like, we ourselves are like trees. We go through cycles of growth. We go through cycles of winter and summer and spring and fall and harvest. And one thing that I agreed with him is that yes, in our physical lives, we do go through cycles of where we're abounding or abased, like Paul said. But one thing I disagree with is that we our souls are like that. You know, our souls, according to the book of Psalms, are supposed to be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. It doesn't mean that our circumstances always automatically reflect that. But what it means is that no matter what we're going through in our physical situations, whether we're abound, whether we're abased, whether we have a lot, whether we have a little, that we are like those trees planted by the rivers of the waters of life. So that's why I just wanted to make a brief announcement today about that little brochure that is coming. And I want you to be prepared to see it in maybe like the post or community section here on the YouTube channel, that I'm going to provide a PDF to that guide. It's just a short meditation guide of some things that have helped me during a time in my life when I felt as if it got harder and harder. Hi, Abiyah. Shalom. Shalom. Hallelujah to the Most High. Thank y'all for tuning in today. And let's just remember to be like that tree planted by the rivers of the water of life, whose leaves do not wither during seasons of drought, but they're green and flourishing. So unlike that New Age spiritualist I met recently, very nice fella, I really enjoyed talking to him, but I agree that we are to be like a tree planted by the rivers of water of life. And I believe that it's supposed to be constant. We're constantly meditating in Yah, and that our souls are constantly bearing fruit no matter what our physical or carnal situations look like. Because I guarantee you, the spiritual will catch up to the physical when we meditate, no matter what it looks like. No matter what people say, they could think you're completely a lunatic for believing Yah the way you believe him in the middle of your circumstance. Princes did sit and speak against me, but your servant did meditate upon your Torah. And David said, it's good that you afflicted me. He said, through your precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. And when we're meditating constantly on Yah's commandments, we could be broker than a joke, as they used to say back in the day. No money in the bank, but you're constantly saying, my vats are overflowing, pressed down, shaken together. My vats are overflowing, pressed down, shaken together. Overflowing, pressed down, shaken together. My vats are overflowing, pressed down, shaken together. Overflowing, overflowing, pressed down, shaken together. My vats are overflowing, pressed down, and shaken together with wine and grain and harvest and increase. My wine is overflowing, pressed down and shaken together. My vats are overflowing, pressed down and shaken together. And you say that over and over again during a season where physically it looks like you're in the wintertime, but spiritually you're in a constant springtime. And watch the Most High do what He does best. It is so amazing to see the power of meditation in our lives. So thank y'all for tuning in for these songs. I'm going to post some songs that have meditations in them along with the PDF, the brochure of the meditations that I've been holding on to give me a mindset of Mashiach, of Christ, and that has landed me on a firm foundation out of the miry clay. But I will meditate in your precepts. I will meditate. Hallelujah to the Most High for the meditations and the Psalms that He has given us and the template that we follow to this very day. May He continue to baruch and bless you on this day that He has made, and may you overcome every single crowd that will compass you about. In the name of Yahuwah, will you destroy them. Shalom.